Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States of America. A fact that does not sit well with many millions of Americans and many all around the world. From their perspective, Donald Trump is a racist and a misogynist. And because Hillary Clinton actually won the popular vote, Donald Trump has no right to be the next president. In protest, a slogan has been created: "Not my president." And this slogan encapsulates the feeling that in the hearts of many, Donald Trump neither represents their views nor speaks on their behalf. The anti-Trump segment of the population is experiencing firsthand the reality of a democracy, that one group gets to dictate to another group who will govern them. A democracy at least gives everyone a chance to vote for their choice, which is a step up from how things used to be. In the past, under a monarchy, nobody would have a say in who governs the people. Furthermore, whether anyone liked it or not, a monarch would have unilateral power to govern however they wanted. And interestingly, this is why in the Bible, God actually warned against the people of Israel having a king. In 1 Samuel chapter 8, God spelled out just how dangerous it is to centralize power, as the worst of society will try to gain that power for themselves. A king or a queen can send their citizens off to war, tax them mercilessly, and barring violent revolution, there is not a thing the people can do about it. Thankfully, here in Canada, despite our tie to the British monarchy, we no longer live under the dictates of a single ruler. Instead, we now live under democratic rule. But is a democracy the ideal? As we are seeing, in a democracy, there is a good chance that the person elected will not necessarily be someone you believe represents you. And sadly, we've all seen too often that even though power changes hands every few years, the pattern is the same. Our leaders often send our young people to war, tax us to oblivion, and impose on us all forms of rules and regulations. So really, what is the ideal form of government? In an ideal society, each individual's rights would be recognized and protected. That is, the right to be sovereign over their own lives and their property. The role of government would simply be to protect these rights. And rather than having one group that maintains a monopoly over that role, each individual would be able to choose for themselves who represents them and who can protect them. And this view of government, or a lack of government if you will, seems radical, but it is the only position that does not result in the current situation we see in the United States. That is, to have someone over them whom they feel does not represent them. And what about Donald Trump? In all honesty, I'm cautiously optimistic about Donald Trump as president. I believe the media has mischaracterized him and misrepresented some of his views. And I believe some of his positions on policy will bring about positive change in the economy and in foreign relations. That being said, Donald Trump is not my president. And not just because I live in Canada, and not even because of the areas in which I disagree with him. It is because I do not believe that anybody should assume governing power over another without a person's consent. I am not anyone's ruler, and no one is yours. And the more we each recognize this truth, the better chance we have at having a peaceful and prosperous world.